This is Cincinnati's first and only all-local morning news. Fox 19 Morning News. First, live, local.
All right, Megan, thank you very much. Coming up, we're going to give you some tips to keep motivated in the hot weather. I mean, it's hard to get outside and exercise
It is.
when it's like scorched earth out there, but we're going to give you tips on how to work through it.
We'll give you some easy tips to find good daycare.
Plus, you know the excuse is too hot outside. We're going to give you tips on how to keep motivated even when it's hot with Brian Calkins. Back in a moment. All right, thank you very much. You know, you met our next guest when I told you about the Adventure Fitness Bootcamp for Women. This morning, personal trainer and exercise expert Brian Calkins gives you tips on how to work out in the heat. Brian, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
We're going to get to the thing everybody cares about in just a moment. That's making a tight tummy, right? Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, young or old, everybody wants that flat stomach, right?
Right, exactly.
We're going to get to that in a moment. First, I want to give you tips on how to exercise in the heat, which can be tough.
It can be tough. And we've been lucky so far with the heat.
We've been good.
We have been good. I would expect, though, August is going to get hot.
Okay.
And so, ideally, we want to try to get our workout in first thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning. How early? I mean, because the Adventure Boot Camp for women, what time does that happen?
We start at 5:30.
5:30?
Yeah. And
for a lot of people, that's too early.
it is too early. We have 93 ladies, though, who can make it. But for other people, early is relative.
Okay.
I mean, if you're out there at 6:30, it's still going to be a lot cooler than it will be at noon.
Okay.
7:30, same thing. So that's when the temperature is at the lowest. So let's try to get it in first thing in the morning.
And of course, you know, I run a lot, and you do get used to the heat after a while, correct?
Exactly. What you want to do, let's say somebody's been exercising indoors in a controlled temperature environment, you want to take some time to acclimate to a warmer temperature, and it could be 10 to 14 days.
Yeah.
And the acclimation process is, let's bring down our intensity a little bit.
Okay.
If you think of a scale of 0 to 10, your normal intensity is right at a 10. Let's start a couple days at a 6 intensity. 60% 2 days, then 70% 2 days, and then 80% 2 days. That way the body gently transitions into the warmer environment.
And quickly, I mean, drinking plenty of water makes sense. The other thing is, I see a lot of people running without any shirts on, right? I mean, does that make any sense to you?
Well,
it seems bananas to me.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a lot of exposure to the sun that way. What I like is a light colored clothing and one that will allow the perspiration to evaporate.
Okay, good tips. Now we're going to get to toning your stomach. What's some of the exercises that we can do to make that flat stomach?
Okay, we're going to show you a few exercises. Actually, Angela is going to demonstrate them.
Let's get to the first one here. What are we going to do?
Okay, the first one we're going to do, Angela, and by the way, Angela's already had a workout this morning.
All right, Angela.
This is double duty for her today.
Okay.
We're going to have her lying on the mat, face up.
Face up. Let's do that.
This is an outstanding exercise, one of the most challenging ones. Okay, we're going to do the ball exchange.
Okay.
So Angela's going to take the ball between her shoes.
All right.
Her arms are going to be overhead. And she's just going to take the ball up with her legs, and her hands are going to meet the ball, and now everything goes back down on the floor.
I love it. How many times does she do this?
It's going to be different for everybody. What I tell people, let's keep doing it until it becomes challenging.
And should you do 3 different sets of them?
What I like to do is I'm going to have her do the ball exchange until it gets challenging.
Okay.
Then we're going to immediately transition her into a new exercise.
So she's at the point where she's getting challenged right now. What does she jump to next?
She's going to take the ball. I'm going to take the ball from her. She's going to be on the opposite side doing a plank.
Right.
I always tell people you want to do a great exercise that involves no movement at all.
Okay, like why don't we walk over to this side, Brian? We'll come over to this side so we can just show people at home what it looks like.
And Angela, if she can bring her rear down just a little bit, she's got a nice flat back.
Okay.
And this exercise is great for working the deep-seated core muscles.
I love it. Again, until it gets challenging. Any other tips on trying to get a flat stomach?
Well, we need to realize there's a myth.
There's a myth. What is that myth?
The myth is that Angela could do this for hours at a time, and she's going to wake up one day and have a flat stomach.
It's not going to happen.
She needs to have a concern for 2 other things. Working all the muscles of the body. As we have more muscle, we elevate metabolism. It's metabolically active. And we need to elevate our heart rate to burn the fat.
There you go.
And the final piece of the puzzle, of course, is we got to eat the right foods.
Right. You can't get away from eating right and doing a little bit of cardio.
Exactly.
Angela, nice job.
Thank you.
You can rest now. We want to put some information up on your screen. You know, if you're interested in getting some help in losing weight or becoming more fit, or your nutrition, you can actually reach Brian's business, Health Style Fitness Incorporated, by going to our website, fox19.com, and clicking on the big red box. Brian, nice job.
Thanks,
All the best to you. We'll see you next time. Angela, nice job. You did a great job. We have much more straight ahead on the Fox 19 Morning News, including this.